5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's live.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
All right, good evening. Oh, hang on, let me just swallow a Viagra. There we go. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, good day, goodbye, hello. Wherever you are in the world, one of those will apply to you, even if you try and deny it. How are we all doing? Well, BC game. They haven't gone bust. They're still out there. If you check out all the social media, LTID TV, we're on everything, including, as you can see underneath, Blue Sky. You will see the club statements. There's an email that I got off BC.com's PR department this morning. We have, don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Don't panic. That's what they say. So it's back to the prediction league. I wish this should go bust, I'll tell you, because I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just shit at it. But I've got to say, I am being joined at the bottom by Brad. Yes, right down a drain pipe. All this bravado when we started about how he was up at the top and everything. Bollocks. Not at all. But let's just say a few hellos while we are waiting. Craig is in. Hello, Craig. How are you? And John is in as well. Good evening, John. Hope you are well. Look, let's bring the guys in. It's Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men, which probably means I'm Little Weed. I've been called worse. This is the prediction show. All right, let's bring them in. First of all, look, like I say, he was giving it large at the start of the season when he was in like the top 5. He's joined me at the bottom, if you pardon the expression. Brad, how the devil are you, sir?
I was doing better until that introduction happened. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I've never been one to be bragging about winning it or anything like that. So it's just all fun, isn't it, Chris? It's all fun.
Well, so you claim. And the man himself, we thought he was just the Dave. No, he's daytime TV star. Yes, he is. Bring him in. There he is. Sorry, I've just pressed the wrong thing. Let me get Dave in here.
Get out of here. What are
there he is. He's the man that does the auctions on bargain. I saw you live on TV, Dave. Can I have an autograph, please?
That is awful.
How are you doing?
Oh, God.
Are you available for an interview on the radio?
I suppose he's better than that geezer, that MP or Sheffield United manager or anybody else.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, there's him. Brad said that to me the other day because he's a big bargain hunt fan, is Brad. And he was watching
Really?
That. Yes. Oh, yes. Don't knock it.
I thought it was, what's his name, the old Palace chairman, owner.
No, you're not that good looking.
Cheers, everybody, by the way.
Cheers.
Well,
still drinking heavily, I see.
Well, I'm not going to be up at silly hours in the morning.
Good point.
Dave, welcome back. I mean,
Thank you.
I was watching a bit of last week's show back, and you took some stick off that gentleman above you.
Yeah.
Now, ask him how many points he got last week.
Brad,
Yes.
how many points you get last week?
One more than Chris.
Oh,
Yes, but
Chris.
5 less than Dave. Because
Well,
Brad
guess
got
what, Chris?
3
I'm looking
points.
for Dave's name on the list,
Really?
and
Wow.
I don't see him on the table. So
But Dave, you got 8 bloody points.
Really?
should have stayed in the league, Dave. I'd be above the relegation zone, and Chris would be even further bottom.
Yeah. I was going to say, if we had the few weeks that you did earlier on in the season, you'd probably be above me already. You got Wolves Southampton spot on. You got points with Brentford Bournemouth, West Ham Everton, Brighton Man City, Liverpool Aston Villa. I mean, I just go on and on and on, and Chelsea Arsenal.
Look, stop it, Chris. You'll start crying in a minute. Stop.
You all mocked me, didn't you?
Well, I'm going to say
laughed.
we are not worthy, sir. We are not worthy.
Yeah.
Dave, send me your predictions quick so I can copy your homework. I'm sick of copying Chris's. He gets them all wrong.
Pride comes before a fall, lads.
Brad, Dave's going first on every one this time.
Where does that put Craig then?
Well, I'm going to bring the table up, but I have just got to say, if I may, a very good evening to one or two peoples. And they are Doug. Doug is in. What do you call 2 worms in love? Oh, soil mates. Yeah, moving on. You said evening earlier. I'm glad you left good off it. Craig says, hi. Ronald, hello, Ronald. How are you? Anthony, big up Chris, Brad, and Jim Davison. Hope you're well. Philip Thurl, that's what he is from now on. I thought Brad was Premier League predictions king. Well, you know, John, I've got to say, some people, the crown sits heavy.
Getting a bit harsh, everybody, aren't they? Hey?
Well, I was just making
I
the most
did
of
me
it.
own grave, didn't I, Dave? So I can't really blame him all now.
No, he gave it large at the start of the season. I'll tell you when we did this. You all after me. Well, I have to say, you're laughing at me now. Doug, I don't know where you are. Are you?
Doug, I'm not spoiler alert here, but Doug, you jumped from 12 to 12.
Well, we'll come up to that. Let's have a look at last week's
I could say he didn't go anywhere.
Mid-table, boring, whatever they call it. Look, Brentford beating Bournemouth, Fulham beating Palace, West Ham. There, I can see Lopetegui being the next manager to go. Wolves beating Southampton. I can see Southampton being the team that go down. Brighton beating Manchester City. Wow. 4 wins in a row without winning a game. Pep Guardiola, how the hell did he get a new contract? Liverpool beating Villa. Man United, unfortunately, beating Leicester, but I've got to say they deserved it. Forest into Newcastle. That surprised me. Spurs losing to Ipswich. And I have to say at this point, well done, Ipswich. When Leicester beat Bournemouth, and let's be honest with you, Man City and Arsenal, beating Bournemouth's not for everybody. But when we beat Bournemouth and Southampton, we were bloody lucky both times. Ipswich, you deserved that. You fought. And can you just sort of lend us 11 players, please? And then Chelsea and Arsenal drew 1-1. So we'll have a look at the table. Thankfully, Dave's not on here because he won't be that many points behind me. Here we go. Nate is atop with 84 points. Craig Bird, that's our Craig, is second. Spencer is third. And then, as you can see, it all goes down there. I have to say, Wayne, didn't pull away as much as he did the week before. Oh, who's that in 15th? Hang on.
That's a
Oh, it's Brad.
typo, isn't it? That says, that's Bard. I don't know who Bard is. That's definitely a typo. It looks like it says Brad, but it doesn't, folks. It's a typo.
And I am still 6 points off. I think actually, Dave, because Dave and me work together at the radio station, I think you should pull any points that we both get into my score.
Dave, just go 7-0 every obvious game, so we only at least get one for a win.
I'm just thinking last week's 8, please, But and let's have a look at this week's games. Here we go. Don't forget, follow us on LTID TV on Twitter, X, whatever it's called these days. I actually lost 20 followers on Twitter over the weekend, but I gained 50 on Blue Sky, so work that one out. Blue Sky is Twitter in all but name, and obviously all the other social media places as well. Leicester, Chelsea, Arsenal, Forest, Villa, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Brighton, Everton, Brentford, Fulham, Wolves, Man City, Spurs, Southampton, Liverpool, Ipswich, Man United, and Newcastle, West Ham. Now then, Brad, you joke at me about, the first question I'm going to ask is, have you updated Jeff's scores yet?
Yes, I had them pre-written down. That's why Jeff's blown up the leaderboard. Don't worry, Jeff. I've done you justice this week. It's like I said to you last week.
I think you were having to go last week about my maths, mate.
I know. Do you know what was funny as well? I even said to him either in the group chat or whatever, I said, I've done all the homework. You know when they're saying exams on maths, you've got to show all you're working out. I've done all that. And then when it came to put the answer in, Dolph didn't take it.
Well,
I've made sure this week he's up to standard. So if anyone's thinking I'm bodging it and Jeff slipped me, a brown envelope full of cash to boost him up to 6, he should have been there for about 2 weeks.
Yeah. You've not let no hand. You are there, aren't you?
You're there. You're mid-table mediocrity. You're middle of the ground in 10th.
I'm not there either, Ant. Shouldn't worry.
No. You get 1 week.
I'll still beat
too
Chris
close
and
to
Brad.
me.
I'll still beat them.
You would. That's the sad thing.
I would say that's fighting talk, but he's not wrong, is he?
No, that's the point.
One job.
FM is in. Hi, FM. How you doing? Time for some predictions so I can ruin the review show on Monday. Indeed. I forget, Tom. How the devil are you, sir? How the devil are you? I'm going to speak to you after the show, and I wanted to have a chat with you.
Speak to me after the show.
Yes.
You're not the Messiah. You're just a very naughty boy.
Yeah. And remember, Tom, if you're not there, I'll start myself. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. Oh, they've missed me on the breakfast show. It's been clean for a week.
Oh, we certainly have.
Leicester Chelsea is the first game, but we don't want to do that. We don't. We'll do that one at the end. So we're going to jump straight into Arsenal against Nottingham Forest. Arsenal managed to get that draw last week, as we said, the 1-1. Forest, they've been doing really, really well. Last week they actually, I'm just looking for Forest here. They lost to Newcastle, which was a surprise because all us three went for them to beat them. Are they going to get this back on track, Brad?
He says as he's casually drawing up the table next to him. Arsenal, not Forest. What about Bournemouth, Brighton? Were they not first on your list?
No, Arsenal, not Forest. It's because if you know your alphabet, A comes before B.
Yes, I'm very aware of my alphabet, but I also copy this off people in the group chat. So it's people in the group chat putting it in wrong order. Shame on them. Shame on them.
Now, look, mate. Now to do with us
no, you guys are stars. You guys did it right. It's the people in the chat that can't.
You should have Ipswich before Everton, then, on the basis of I before E, except after C.
Yeah, why are Ipswich all the way down below Southampton?
Excuse me, Ipswich are playing on Sunday.
Yeah.
Don't try and get clever with me, Mr.
Smith. Blasphemy.
It was Chelsea.
You've been back 1 week and you're trying to be clever.
I've always said I liked you, Dave. You're always better.
There were 3 Sunday matches, and
3?
they're actually in time order. So that is why
There
Southampton
should
are
be an
before
alphabetical
Ipswich.
order like the other games.
But when the times are the same, they're in alphabet. Honestly, you were some fucking paddy.
Do you know he's interviewed Harry Redknapp?
No.
I know.
Newcastle's Monday, isn't it?
Anyway, back to the. You know what? Just for a laugh, I felt like telling you my Bournemouth Brighton prediction after all that, but I'm not going to. Look, Arsenal are becoming known as draw specialists, aren't they? Drawing every week. I mean, the title's gone. You think they'd try and win a few games, being since they can't catch anybody. I think they're already 10 points off. Notts Forest had a shock result for their considering their form because they were 1-0 up against Newcastle. Then they just seemed to get weak at the knees and fall apart. Having said that, I've just got this feeling that Arsenal are going to make Anthony all nice and excited in his underwear department and get them thinking that the title's back and on Arteta's a god again. Because I've gone. Bear in mind, guys, if you have put your predictions in, you can't edit them once you hear that I've gone with the same one as you. Because I've gone Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0.
Oh, a strong prediction to start with there. Dave.
It had nothing to do with the fact that they cost us all points for last week.
4-1.
Ooh.
Who to?
Arsenal.
That's to make sure that tell you what, I think Dave's really taking it to heart on you saying he has to shorten his answers.
I know.
You said it all, Brad. I couldn't follow you.
Sorry, did you say you couldn't follow through?
He said both.
We only played 6 games. Is that all that's gone? It seems like a lifetime, doesn't it? Since the season
11
started.
games.
Oh, yeah. What am I looking at?
No, wait, we've no idea, Dave. That's why we love you.
Oh, I'm looking at Form Guide. I thought it was a longer season than that. Oh, my life.
It's all the international breaks we've had that have been messing with your head.
I know. It drives me nuts.
Brad, this is the guy who wiped the floor with us last week as well.
I know, right? How was he doing it? I mean, I bet Steve Lynex is cursing having this ability.
The knowledge, mate. The knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Should have been a taxi driver.
Well, look, I have to tell you that on the form guide, based on the last 4 matches only,
I'll never look at that.
Arsenal are bottom. Lost 2, drawn 2. They've actually, on the last 4 games, Southampton are above them. Wow. So it's... they've lost to Villa, they've lost to Newcastle, they've drew with Liverpool, and they've drew with Chelsea. So Arsenal on the last 4 games, 20th out of 20 with 2 points. Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, are second in the form table based on the last 4 games. They have beat Crystal Palace, they have beat Leicester, they have beat West Ham, and they lost to Newcastle. If this was at Arsenal, if this was at Forest, I might go a different way. Forest are better away from home, though. So,
It's the first Desmond coming up.
It's close. It's very close to being a Desmond.
Do it, do it, do it, do it. Don't say we don't give in to peer pressure here, Chris. Come on, show the fans what they really want.
I have gone. I've been thought about it. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Let's start off with the Desmond.
Get the Desmond buzzer out. We need one, Chris. You need one.
Oh, boy.
Can I also say as well that on Monday night when myself and Tom do the review show, Arsenal is one of the games. We'll be getting an Arsenal fan to send us a video in, and that's Melina. So thank you very much, Melina, for doing that. So that will be one of the 4 featured games. Obviously, Leicester is the main one. Tom will be covering another game, and then we have 2 where we have video reports, and Mel's agreed to do that. That's 2-2. I just think Forest, they do play better away from home. I can't say, look at the form. Look at the form, and look where Arsenal are. Arsenal, I think that Opta did a thing, and Arsenal are they're down to single figures for the chance of winning the league. Sorry, Anthony, if you're in. Let's have a look what everybody else has gone for. Now, Craig has gone Arsenal 2, Forest 1. I think that was the first one I had. Doug has gone, he's gone for a draw as well, 1-1. Tom has gone Arsenal 0, Forest 0, so he's gone for a draw as well. Anthony, obviously, is an Arsenal fan, so respect that. He's gone Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1. John has gone Bournemouth is first.
Thank you. They are AFC Bournemouth. Learn your alphabet, learn your team names. Glory, glory, AFC Bournemouth. Glory, glory, AFC Bournemouth. Sky shit, and they know they are Sky shit.
What about Albion and Brighton?
Can I just say, well, exactly, Dave, exactly.
Chris, so don't worry.
Can I just say that table there is actually done by the Premier League.
Premier League shit, and the Premier League shit.
So if we're going to go anybody for Premier League games, it has to be the Premier League.
I think it was favouritism. They wanted Arsenal top, don't they? They want the Golden Boys top of their list.
John has gone Arsenal 2, Forest 0. Anthony said, come on, you Saints. And Ziv has gone Arsenal 3, Forest 0. The second game on alphabetical order for the 3 o'clock kickoffs, according to the Premier League who run the thing.
Southampton.
Just to make sure here people know. Aston Villa hosting Crystal Palace. Aston Villa is the second game that we will be featuring via a video report, hopefully, if the guy can get somebody to look after his kids. That's the second 3 o'clock kickoff, which is why AV comes after AR and they're second on the table. Just making sure people know. Brad, what do you think about this one? Villa challenging for Europe. Can they do it for 2 years running?
Look, they've got a good case for it. Steady results, playing well, decent manager. Arsenal wish I'd won them this season. Crystal Palace got a bit of a surprise. Unless you're Derby County, every team has to get a win eventually, don't they, in the league? That's probably staved off, the wanting out for it. I think this will be a tough game. I think Palace picked up confidence at the right point going into this, because if they'd have kept losing then and gone into this, I think it'd have been a hell of a beating for them. I have, however, gone for Crystal Palace to lose this game, and I've gone, John, I've just seen your comment, mate. I'm sorry, mate. Because I've also gone, as well as spoiler alert, Aston Villa 2, Crystal Palace 1.
2-1. Dave, do talk a bit longer because I'm just trying to find something on the computer.
Okay. So the weather was shocking today. We had sleet showers in the south, and I think they were spreading up towards Surrey area as well. Tomorrow, the weather doesn't look much better. Rain forecast all over the weekend. Villa's form is not very good at the moment, but Palace's is worse, so they're going to win.
It's low, you could say their form is.
Villa are going to win 3-0.
So 3-0 to Villa?
Yeah. Yeah, that the clue was in the fact that he said Villa to win 3-0.
He's
I'm multitasking.
Oh, God, no. No, he's not, is he?
I am. You know what happens when I multitask.
Certainly do.
Right, okay.
Let me go and get a drink.
Let's have a look. You've got time if you want. You've got time. Now, let's have a look. Villa, they have struggled a bit recently. They've fallen off a little bit. They are 16th in the form table. Like I say, the form is based on the last 4 games. Villa, they have won, drawn, then they've lost the last 2, but it was Tottenham and Liverpool. How the hell you can lose to Tottenham, God knows. Crystal Palace actually are one place above them in 15th. They've also lost to 1-1 and drawn 1. They drew with Wolves. They lost to Forest and they lost to Fulham. Somehow they managed to beat Tottenham. I've got to say, I think this is going to be Villa all the way.
Oh. I mean, yeah.
Or do I go for another Desmond?
Mm.
No. I'm going to stick with my first thought, and I'm going Aston Villa 2.
Well, they stuck with the 2 there, but we know this is
Crystal Palace 0. Now, if Crystal Palace had taken Edouard back, I would have probably gone for 2-3 to Palace because he's such a good player.
getting more that trick. We need him, Chris. I can't believe I'm saying that. We've got no strikers.
Bring back Cannon. Now, for those of you, let's have a look. Let's just go into the chat here. Craig has gone 2-0. He's agreed with me. Villa. Tom's agreed with me as well. Ziv has gone for a 1-1 draw. John has agreed with you, Brad. Good luck with that, John. He's gone 2-1. Anthony says, I would have put my predictions in the chat, but I forgot them. Help me out, Brad.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. You went 12-0 Palace, 6-0 Nottingham Forest, and 19-1 in the next game. Really hell, you've gone for some big predictions.
Villa 2, Palace 0, says Doug. Okay, for those of you that don't know your alphabet, we're now going to jump to Bournemouth versus Brighton.
Yeah,
which is the
Premier League don't know the alphabet either.
It's the third 3:00 kickoff on the Saturday. The fourth game, and of course, Leicester was first because we were the 12:30 kickoff. Bournemouth punching above the weight, Brad, or are they pretty much where they expect to be?
It's like a bog standard school report, isn't it? Meeting expectations. They're not wowing anybody with their thing, but they're having an okay season. They're sort of balanced out, haven't they? Brighton, however, I think Brighton have been a good side for a few years under Harry Potter's uncle. De Zerbi then took them to another level by getting them into Europe and then promptly ditched them. And then biggest eater of humble pie. I thought they were taking some, exotic route in going for this manager that no one ever heard of, 31 years of age. And he's proven everybody, including myself, wrong, or at least the majority of us wrong. And that's why I've gone for a comfortable 2-0 away win for Brighton.
Right. Okay.
It's interesting because over 6 games, Bournemouth are second in the form guide.
But you know what, Dave? No one asked for your opinion. Who do you think you are in this league? Come on. Waits for me to go 2-0 Brighton and tells me they don't cack.
Can we just check the points from last week? Just to reassure me.
Oh, sorry, Dave. I looked on the table and you're not on there. We've got no record of your points from last week, have we, Chris?
Fair enough.
Yes, we have, Dave.
No, we don't, Chris.
Yes, we do, Dave.
Chris, we don't.
But also,
8 points you got last week, Dave.
Oh,
Give
really?
them to me.
Didn't I get Brighton to beat Man City as well?
You know what? A few people did, actually. That really surprised me. How many
believe
people
it or not?
That as a match.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
I think I got the score wrong, didn't I? Though
3-2. Yeah, you only got 1 point.
Hey, do you know what? A surprising amount of people in the league went 2-1 to Brighton. I was very surprised that it saved a lot of people's weeks. Me and Chris were cursing.
I bet you were. Anyway, it's going to be 1-1 because Brighton have got the same form guide as Bournemouth over the last 5 or 6 games. So that's going to be a South Coast sort of.
They have. Looking over the last 4 games, Brighton are in 5th, Bournemouth are in 4. Bournemouth lost to Brentford 3-2 last week.
Recently, it's not been great, but they've been doing all right, both of them.
Yeah, they both are. Bournemouth have got 2 wins. They beat Arsenal. They beat Man City. That's not a bad couple of wins to have against.
No, that's not a fluke.
And Aston Villa, they lost, did Bournemouth. Brighton lost to Liverpool, which is no shame. But they beat Man City as well. They drew with Wolves and they beat Newcastle. However, I can't go for another Desmond because that would just make Brad too happy. And
silly, doesn't it? Yeah.
I'm not here to make Brad happy. Let's be honest with you. But I've agreed with Brad on one thing though, and that is it's going to be a victory for Brighton, and I've
Ooh.
gone 2-1 to Brighton.
I'm surprised.
Ooh.
Well, it's not easy going down to Bournemouth, is it? Not many
No,
clubs
and
come
it's
all
a
over something.
very well, it's a shed, let's be honest with you, but a very friendly shed. But yeah, I just think for Brighton, they've not got far to travel. Don't forget, it's only just an hour, 2 hours down the road. So yeah, I've gone for the 2-1. Let's see what everybody's doing in the chat. Craig has gone. He's gone for a Desmond. Chris Specially says there. Craig has gone 2-2. Doug has gone 2-1, the same, but the other way to Bournemouth. Tom's gone a Desmond as well.
Should all change.
John has gone 2-1, and Anthony has gone 119. I tell you what, I'm going to start making a note of Tom's because we do actually do the show together on a Monday. What did he do for the first 2 games, Brad?
What?
Tom. What did he predict for Arsenal and Villa?
No, he's not in it either. He's with me.
Tom's not in it.
Oh, right. I didn't know whether you'd written them down. I'll go back and
look. I only keep people that are relevant to leagues written down, mate. That's what I do. Not these Daves and Toms and Harrys.
Me and Tom have got our own league.
Yeah, and Dave's top of that.
I've written them down, Tom, so I'll remember them for Monday night. Everton, Brentford. Everton, look, they're like the cat with 81 lives, aren't they? Let's be honest with you. Brentford doing very well. Brentford are 9th in the form table, 1-2, lost to. They lost to Man City and they lost to Fulham, but they beat Ipswich and they beat Bournemouth. So maybe the form isn't that brilliant. Everton, they're in 12th, lost to Southampton. How? Drew with Fulham and West Ham and beat Ipswich. So they've not really played anybody, no disrespect to Fulham and West Ham, big in the last games. Dave, let's come to you first with this one. How do you see this going?
I think it'd be 2-2, that one.
Go for Desmond! Desmond, everybody!
Sadly, because
on the top page, Dave,
Everton
will
equalise in the last minute.
Yep, I've got it. Don't go away. I'm coming back. Don't go away. What can I use?
It'll be kick-off. It'll be kick-off.
Yeah,
I've already got it written down. Don't you worry. It's on 3 days. It's because we don't play that button for you. It'd be broke.
my little machine hasn't had much use.
I bet that's what you say to all the women. I just think that Everton will sneak a draw at home, but Brentford are good enough to win it. But it's Everton, and as you say, they seem to find a way sometimes to get that last minute equaliser or something. And they got to do something.
I was messing around with my little red box. What did you go for, Dave? Sorry.
Well, why did you do the box?
Sorry?
Because I went for Desmond.
Did you? Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Desmond.
Brad.
Well, I mean,
it's an obvious score.
So hit and miss this season, haven't they? They've been so hit and miss. You know, their biggest critic this season has been scoring first because they're going to get beat every time they score first. With you, Chris, Everton are annoyingly just seem to be doing just about enough to stay in the Premier League every season. Like a bad smell, you can't get rid of them.
But you're Stoke, aren't they, really?
I've joined Dave in a draw, but I'm not that silly. Don't worry. Don't get too excited, Chris. I've gone 1-1.
You've gone 1-1. Did I read out everybody's Bournemouth-Brighton score, by the way?
I believe so.
I think I did, didn't I? Yes, I did. Here we go. Go
on, Chris. Go 3-3.
This is Everton we're talking about. See, I'm tempted. If I go for a draw and it isn't, I'm not really losing out on you two because you two have gone for the draw. But what are they like for scoring goals, Everton?
No. Predictions now. You can't get all these stats and statistics up now. Look at this rubbish. Minus 10 points, Chris. No cheating.
Brentford have scored 22.
To be fair, it's not helped him before, has it, Brad?
No, I mean, yeah.
But they've also let in 22. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm going to go 2-1 again to Brentford. So 1-2 I am going for.
I can't wait for it to draw, Dave, and we get points. Well, you don't because you're not in the league, but we can pretend we can make track of it.
Tom and me are. But...
Yes. Right. Liam, sorry, miss, what did you say about Leicester? We haven't done Leicester yet, Liam. We saved Leicester till the end. Saved the best till last, as Vanessa, somebody once sang. Can't remember what her name was now. Tom has gone for his second 0-0.
Ooh.
It'll be a pretty boring weekend, Tom, isn't it? John, Leicester prediction is last. Yes, indeed. Ziv has agreed with me. He's gone 1-2. Tom has gone 1-3. Didn't you just go 0-0? Oh, sorry, you were
replying. It was Arsenal and Villa game.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not used to Tom being that helpful.
It's Chris's age.
Yes, it is. I'm just jealous of his beard. Whenever I think of him, I think of that amazing ZZ Top beard. As I like to call him YY Fronts. Craig has gone Everton 0, Brentford 2. Doug has gone for 1-1. John has gone 2-1 to Everton. Ooh, Vanessa Williams, that was it. Yes. Save the best. I love that song. Right. And if you tune in Monday morning, I will sing it for you. And if anyone is interested, by the way, Monday at 9 o'clock, we've got a live, well, not a live, but she was alive when I interviewed her. Cheryl Baker from Bucks Fizz, or as it's now known, The Fizz, will be joining me. Fulham Wolves, Dave. Can see. Fulham have...
that's an interesting one, isn't it? Wolves have...
They are 6, Fulham. They've only lost 1. Won the last 2. While Wolves... Look, we know what, they've had this tough start to the season. They're actually based on the last 4. Bloody hell, they're up in 11th place. Lost to Man City, got a point against Brighton, a point against Palace, and beat Southampton. They're turning it round, aren't they, Dave?
I think Wolves will win this one.
Ooh.
And by what score? That's how this show works, mate.
2-1.
2-1 to Wolves.
I think because
I thought he was doing another routine on this. You remember when I used to do it with just Dave in the Championship, and he'd say, talk about one team and how good they are, and then predict for them to lose. I thought it was just...
We remember. But hey, don't take the piss out of him. 8 points.
No, get more points.
Not till next week, anyway.
Brad.
Yeah, Wolves have definitely turned it around, but a bit like Brighton, I just Fulham are the dark horses of this season. They're the ones you just got to keep an eye on because, you think at first, oh, well, they're there, but they'll drop off. And when they don't start dropping off, and if they don't start dropping off, a bit like Brighton and Forest, sorry, I have to say it, but it's true. All of a sudden you get to the turn of the year, February, March time, you start thinking, really, hell, they actually might stay around there, And as much as Wolves have impressed me over the last few weeks, they were really unlucky, robbed actually by Man City in that game of at least a point. Unbeaten in the last 3. The confidence is riding them. A bit like we got a bit ahead of ourselves with our 2 wins, Chris. Our 2 good results. We played a team that were on good form and then came crashing back down to earth. And unfortunately for us, it was a double kick in the teeth because it was Forest. And I've just got a funny feeling that that's going to happen to Wolves. And I've gone Fulham 3, Wolves 1.
Did you have to?
Yeah, I do. I did. Did I have to? Did you have to? Yeah, I did.
Because so have I.
Oh, that's no points for me then.
That's
Oh.
it.
Fulham.
Points for me.
They're not. Well, they got 16 goals, but again, they've conceded. It's this weird season this season for all these teams. But Wolves have conceded 27, but they've scored 16. When you consider that Palace have scored 8, makes you wonder why they let Edouard go, doesn't it? I think just Wolves, when they lose, they do lose by a few. So I am going 3-1. Right, let's have a look here. Anthony, Big Ant has gone. He's gone for a Desmond. He's gone for a 2-2. I think
Yeah,
more
could be
people have
right,
gone for a Desmond than I have this week. Fulham 3, Wolves 1. Craig's agreed with us. Tom has gone Fulham 2, Wolves 0. Nobody's backing you here, Dave.
No, that's
Vic
why I
has
get the
gone-
points.
He's gone 4-1 to Fulham. John has gone 2-0 to Fulham. Doug has gone 3-1 as agreed with us to Fulham. And Anthony says, found my predictions, can't count on Brad. Hey, it's all right, mate, because Brad can't count either. So don't worry about it.
I hope I'm wrong, by the way.
Well, if you get it right, and every single other person... Brad, in the predictions thing, has anybody actually gone for a Wolves win?
I can tell you in a minute. I can definitely tell you that in a minute. Because I wouldn't know because my phone won't behave. Find out after this commercial break.
So, whilst we are waiting,
Get your chocolates from our dad.
I don't know if this is the right one. But if Dave gets this right, then I think we should all sort of just hail Dave and give him a crown. Right, let's move on. Now, those are all the 3 o'clock games. So we're now going out of alphabetical order, everybody. Manchester City.
We have one already. We have one already. And if I said it was one of the Three Stooges, and you know it's not me, right? It's before you say anything. Guess who's instantly the one that's gone for a Wolves win? He does this to the manager. Come on, Chris. We've been taking the mick out of him for about 2 weeks about him. He gives the manager one of them on his hands and knees.
Oh, yes. Paddy.
Yes.
And I still can't really say anything because he's above the rest of us as well.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about that.
No, see, he knows what he's doing.
But he is in love with Gary O'Neill.
Okay.
Right. Manchester City, this is the 5:30 kickoff on Sky on the Saturday, are hosting Tottenham. Do you know what?
What?
I can't believe that. I mean, 4 losses and he's been given a contract extension. What does that say about the rest of the league? But Manchester City, actually, on the latest form table, on the last 4 games, are in 10th, losing to Arsenal and losing to Brighton, of course. They did actually manage to beat Wolves and Southampton.
Form is only temporary, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Tottenham 1-2, West Ham and Villa, would you believe, being Spursy, lost to Palace and Ipswich. Well done, Ipswich. Dave, how do you see this one going?
I see it as a 6-goal thriller. I think.
Do you?
Tottenham have got a good track record, haven't they, at Man City in various competitions. So I think they're always ready to score a couple of goals. But I think City will come back now. They've had a break. They've got it all together again. I think they'll win 4-2.
Now, when you said 6-goal thriller, I actually jumped ahead there and I wrote 3-3. So you're going for 4-2.
Bit premature, Christopher.
Oh, well, stories
Don't
my
talk about
life.
loads and premature on this channel.
No, I did vote early in the general election. Premature election. The cream didn't work. Brad?
So you turned up a day early for the clinic as well, didn't you?
I did. I did.
Sorry, did you say my name in the midst of all that? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, we said it's your go, Brad.
Okay, I just
in between Dick and Head, we said Brad.
That makes sense, doesn't it? Then, see, Man City usually have their own mini Spursy when they play Spurs, don't they? It's usually their bogey team. They usually go and slip up against Spurs and like Dave says, in an absolute thriller, 3-2 defeats and out. So it would just be typical of how this season's going and all them defeats that Man City is suffering for them to actually finally break that hoodoo and win. Which is why I nervously changed my mind about 3 times.
Yeah.
Because Spurs are to me to what Notts Forest are to Steve Lynex, and I've gone Man City 2, Tottenham 1. And Chris is changing his mind.
Well, no, because I can see that everybody's going for goals here, and I had my first thought was to go for a 0-0, but then you think,
well, you stick with your first thought, Chris. That's what I always say.
No.
The first answer, yeah.
No. I haven't said final answer yet, but you're quite right. I feel City are going to come back, and it would just be, I mean, Spurs. I just don't know what's happening with Spurs, other than being Spurs.
Yeah.
So I've also gone for Manchester City win.
Oh God, we're all
3-1 to Manchester City.
Oh,
second 3-1 in a row.
Yeah, as well. You know, you give 3-1 counter. We could.
Yeah.
We're going to get all these counters for Chris, just so eventually he starts predicting 6-3 wins or.
And I'd so love it if it did end up that was. Well, hang on. Chelsea got to play Leicester yet. Don't pretend there's not going to be one this week. LCFC, welcome along. Just couldn't get my notification. Not a problem. He's gone for Fulham 1, Wolves 2, by the way. Craig has gone Manchester City 3, Spurs 1. I like the cut of that man's jib. Anthony says he's Brad in Pornhub. Must admit, I've never seen him on it, but I'll have a look later tonight for you. Manchester City 2, Spurs 2. A Desmond. As soon as he comes in, LCFC goes for a Desmond. Ziv has gone 3-0 to Man City. Tom, oh God, he's agreed with me. 3-1. Can I change mine? Doug has gone 2-1. And that will stop us Spurs or Spursy. John Thornton has gone Manchester City 2, Tottenham 1. And Anthony Herbert has gone Manchester City 3, Tottenham 2. So those are all the Saturday games. I can say that if anybody is wondering which game David Coote is going to be refereeing this weekend, it's actually none. Oh, did I say that out loud? Apparently they couldn't get him onto the pitch because he couldn't get past the white line. Allegedly, I have to say allegedly to that. Thank you very much. Oh God, we love it. And if anybody has missed it, yesterday I actually did an interview with Keith Hackett. You may remember, those of a certain age, he was a Premier League and a UEFA referee. But more interestingly, he was also chief executive of the PGMOL, which is the Referees Association. And it's always great to get him on. He basically said, David Coote's, he agreed with me, David Coote's career is over and it should be blah, blah, blah. Yes, he needs help, etc. And I believe, looking at today's news, that he will get that support from the Premier League and the PGMOL. But certainly as far as referees go, he's over. But do check that out, LTID TV1. It's still in the top banner, which is the pick, which is our latest shows. And it's me talking to David Coote. VAR raises its head. But Keith Hackett. So, lovely guy. He says it as it is. And it's amazing the things that he wanted to bring in that haven't been brought in, because he actually went to the PGMOL and he wanted to bring in drug testing for referees, interestingly. So do check that out, LTID TV 1. And I better move on before I get sued for anything else I might say.
David Coote sniffed at the idea at a drug test.
Not to be sniffed at, like you say. So let's move on. Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
Oh, Dave, that was a low blow, wasn't it?
Well, he certainly this time of year, I would have thought Dave might have gone for Rudolph with having a red nose, but it's a white one that he's got.
Yeah, I prefer whiskey, to be honest.
Well, indeed. So, right, Sunday's games. There's 3. All of them are on Sky, I believe. Southampton host Liverpool Sunday at 2:00. I'm not even going to look at the form table. This is only going to go one way, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, 0-3.
0-3. Brad?
That makes 2 of us. 0-3, easy win.
I'm going to go 0-4.
Oh, it's going to be one that's going to be difficult, isn't it? I tell you what, Chris, I hope there is a 4th goal in the game and it gets ruled out by VAR.
Oh.
I've heard that David Coote's going to be the VAR at that game.
He'll lean on a button, just clear his nose.
He's looking for Klopp to apologise. He doesn't realise he's not there anymore. Love you, David, if you're watching, by the way. Good luck. Let's see what everybody else... Did I sound convincing then, Dave?
No, not at all.
Did it sound genuine? You know. Oh, well, I mean, Doug, he's a great linesman. Hey, that is not anything to do with LTID TV, just in case the lawyers are watching.
I think that's the least of your problems.
And by the way, this video LTID TV YouTube channel is supported by Surrey Hills Community Radio.
Nothing to do with us.
Who've got very good connections. We'll come to that in a second. Southampton 1, Liverpool 3. 0-5, Ziv has gone. Anthony's gone 2-0 Liverpool. Craig's gone 5-0 Liverpool. Tom, I think we're all safe, guys. He's gone for another Desmond. His second of the night. And John has gone 3-1. And Doug has gone, obviously being a Liverpool plan, has gone 3-0. Got to say, Dave, congratulations, mate.
What's that?
On getting the
yeah, King's Award. Thank you very much.
King's Award, indeed.
Fantastic news.
I think I played about 5 songs about the winners.
You did.
including Brown Sauce, which was...
I played with you, Ed, a little bit, having to change everything.
Yeah.
He booked it all in the night before.
Did you?
No, you, I mean.
Oh, me?
The playlist.
No, I only do the first half hour.
Okay.
It gives me a chance just to press play and then go off and do something.
Yeah, I knew for about 6 or 7 weeks.
Really?
But, it's
you
like...
just thought it'd be a laugh to tell Chris 10 minutes before the show that it had to change.
Well, it came out at about 8 o'clock on that day. So that's when it became public. I couldn't say anything to anybody before then.
I was actually in the middle of the show, because I don't think you told me till 9, which was when I was in the Love Hour. And I had to sort of go,
announce it, yeah.
Yeah, from the Love Hour into Congratulations by Cliff Richard, and Everyone's a Winner, etc. by Hot Chocolate. So good luck. Well done. It's the volunteer. We were Surrey Hills Radio was nominated, wasn't it, for the award? So thank you to was it the Opus Centre that nominated us?
Orpheus
Centre.
That's Richard Still Goes charity, yeah.
And they nominated us, and we won. I think allowing Prince Edward to come round and have a little spin on the decks probably helped.
Well, I mean the process.
I don't think Deck was very happy, but there we go.
True. The process started 11 months ago.
Wow.
I remember getting the phone call just before Christmas last year to say, can they make an appointment to come and see us to talk about it and have a look at us? And that's when it all started. So it's been a hell of a year, really.
That's
no,
why
it's worth
we got a new kitchen, was it?
That's why we clean the toilets.
Yes, exactly.
It's got its downside. It's got its downside. I had to go on BBC Surrey on Tuesday. Yeah, I know, but yeah, it's pretty.
That was Hitler.
That's the show wasn't getting taken off the air for the David Coote stuff. Now
it's the same thing, isn't it? Really, I've got problems with my fingers. Look, my finger's gone all weird. Look, the little finger.
Yeah,
I don't know whether you were hanging wallpaper there or doing a Hitler salute.
I'll tell you what, he's gone from an auctioneer to Bob Basil Fawlty, isn't he?
I have to swear on the Bible, I'm screwed here.
God, it's getting worse and worse. We've gone from barking on Basil Fawlty to getting screwed.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, it's not all right because let's be honest with you, the royal family are German anyway. So anyway, let's move on. I think don't mention the war. Dave mentioned it once, but I think he got away with it.
Yeah, like some of these people.
You started it. No, you invaded Poland.
Classic moments.
You still can't believe that only ran for 12 episodes, can you? I feel like it went for years.
And not a lot of people know this. This is a Surrey Hills Golden Breakfast Show fact of the day. There was 6 years between the two series.
Yeah, that's probably why, though, wasn't there?
That really made everybody go quiet. Anyway, we've lost the viewer, so let's get back onto football.
You lost Basil Fawlty.
Yes. Ipswich Man United. Ipswich beating Tottenham last week. Man United, the Messiah has arrived. Messiah number 27. Look, for me, changing the manager ain't going to make a shittest piece of difference to Man United. When you're trying to build a new home on a bogland, it's still going to sink. And until they sort the back rooms out and the club, it doesn't matter. Just going out and paying 30 million, 50 million for a player is not going to change things. All they're doing is they're just literally on the Watford in red. Chelsea do it. They change manager and they go on and win things, but they've got a good foundation. Man United have not got that foundation. What are you going to go for with this one, Brad?
After all that slagging you've done of them, I just feel like this is one of the dream fixtures for a new manager to get. I know they beat Tottenham last week, but you want a newly promoted side, a side that more times than not, when they concede a goal, they conceded 2 or 3 this season. We've seen that. I still feel like Ipswich will be the Luton of this season. They'll do well, but not well enough. I'd love for them to stay up, but if it means if we stay up over them, I don't want them to. I feel like you just get that new manager bounce. Playing Leicester twice really helped the morale of the team, didn't it? Beating us twice in the space of a week. Ruud van Nistelrooy's done that hard work for him. And I just think Ipswich will put up a fight. They'll make it difficult, but they'll squeeze out a win, Man U. And I've gone Ipswich 0, Man U 2.
Go on about squeezing things out.
I'm just trying to make the Shorts make an heroic comeback. I've already made me 2 returns on them, so I might as well keep going for it. He thinks I'm doing this all accidentally. Yeah, he thinks I do it all accidentally. I've got a notepad all full of things to do throughout each show.
For anybody, I can't even remember what show it was, but for anybody who can remember, Brad's...
It was when Scott commented about giving credit to someone.
To John Rudkin, yeah. Oh, no, Martin Glover, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
right. We went completely off football. And again, if you want to watch that, it is again under the pick on LTID TV1. And it's just under funnies. You'll see it, that it's there. Dave. Sorry,
I
Brad,
think
what did we go for? I was distracted by the bottom wobbling.
I think it can go three ways.
But funny enough, so can any game this week. It's amazing how football works, Dave.
This shows how unpredictable it is, isn't it? I've actually
No,
changed my
that's why
mind.
they call it a predictions league, mate. Jesus Christ, Sherlock.
I've changed my mind twice, at least. But my final answer is Ipswich 1, Man United 3.
Ooh, okay.
He's gone Ipswich.
Brad, what did you go for? Sorry, I was.
I tell you what, like Dave said, this could go one of three ways. And I'm going to give you my prediction at full time, if that's all right. Because apparently we can just say whatever we like when Dave's on. We can just say it's a game of 2 halves. Did you know, Chris, this game will last about 90 odd minutes. If you take stoppage time into account, it goes over 90 minutes.
Do what? It could be a game of 2 halves as well.
It really is, you know. And do you know there's one team that plays in one colour and one team that plays in another?
Who knew? What did you go for, mate?
I've got Ipswich 0, Man U 2.
0-2. Right.
You too.
Now, I think
the
Man United have had their new manager bounce.
It's a new bounce, though, Chris.
I know, but Ruud van Nistelrooy, please go out and get him top. Ipswich are going to be on a high after that win last week. And I think Man United are away from home. And look, I'm not. Yeah, they've got a new manager. Look, you know, Ten Hag, when Man United signed him, was turned into 11 Hag, and he left the club as a 1 Hag. So I don't know what Amarin is going to do, but I don't think he's going to do anything. And I'm actually thinking Ipswich are going to get a point here, and I've gone 1-1, and I'm unanimous in that. So here we go. Craig has gone 3-1 at Man United, as LCFC. Now, Tom has gone 2-1 to Ipswich. Wow. John's gone 2-1.
Safe bet, then, don't we?
Yeah. Man United 2, Ipswich 1, says John. Doug's gone the same, 2-1 away to United. Ant's gone 2-0. Oh, no, sorry, he's gone 3-0 to Manchester United. Rabbit Man, the Ipswich fan, just comes in at the right moment, or either that or he just couldn't be bothered to predict the scores for the other games, gets to his team, and he goes 3-2 to Ipswich. I've gone for a point for you, Rabbit Man. I'm there with you. I'm there.
You have to admire his confidence, don't you?
Yes, the man's a fool, but never mind. Right. The last game of the day, there's no games on Monday night. So the last game on Sunday is an 8 o'clock kickoff. No, that is the Monday night game. I apologise.
Yeah.
8 o'clock on Monday night.
It's a good job this isn't live. We can edit this out because you've had a right disaster today. Not saying the Bournemouth game first alphabetically, saying scores wrong for things. Now you're saying Sunday games are on Mondays and Mondays are on Sundays. Holy heck.
It's a bank holiday.
How many points has Jeff got, Brad?
A lot more than I gave him credit for.
Newcastle, West Ham. I remember last week I said if Newcastle lost, it was possibly Eddie Howe's last game.
Really?
I did. A couple of Geordies, though, in fact, said they played to them that it wouldn't have been, and maybe they were right. Having said that, this time, I think if West Ham lose this, I think Lopetegui Kajagoogoo is very much on thin ice. You know, he's Bambi. He's spreading his legs. He can't get up, and this could be one of the first nails in his coffin. And I'm going to go first because I'm going to go for Newcastle 3, West Ham 0 for this one. Dave?
I think it'd be a 6-goal thriller again.
I'm not writing it down. And
I think it will be Newcastle 5, West Ham 1.
That's what Brad said you'd go for 5-1. I think if it's 5-1... I think Lopetegui Kajagoogoo.
West Ham don't travel well up there, do they? Anyway.
They're not struggling. And this is what I always say. When you get rid of a manager, be careful what you wish for. Look, Jake has been very generously sent me video reviews through, and he has said that Moyes had to go, but maybe they've chosen the wrong guy to replace him. But if you're going to get rid of a manager, you have to make sure that the one you get in, hopefully is going to do better.
A tactical genius in like Steve Cooper, shouldn't they?
Yeah. Well, like when we got rid of Brendan, we brought in nobody really, did we?
Well, to be honest with you, we left it that late. Top. Don't do it again. Top. Well, if anybody's interested, it's Thursday today, isn't it? Friday, tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we've got Luke coming on.
Oh, how is he?
He's very well, but he's going to have a bit of a rant because he is very much bored and Top out. He wants Top gone. He wants Top to sell the club.
Nah, short memory, Luke.
Well, I don't think he's got. The problem is, I don't think he's got the memory of remembering, as Manchester United fans don't, that we had a club before King Power, just as they had a club before Fergie. And yeah, we had some bad years. But look, that's what he's saying. He's going to come on and defend himself with that view tomorrow night.
Luke would have the tea lady out if he thought he'd help get points on the board, wouldn't he?
You bring him, what times are you coming on?
10 o'clock.
What, in the at night?
At night.
What's that, about 6 in the morning?
That's 6 their time, yes. Which is the problem with Luke, because obviously trying to get him on with the time difference isn't always.
Well, at least he'll be sober.
He will be. It might be bed cam. There might be a camera in his bedroom. I don't know yet.
Catch him getting out of his wife's stockings, he'd be all right, mate.
Well, I told him not to wear them. But there you go.
He insisted.
It's summer over there as well. It's not healthy.
It's like I said, I always used to say, like, I remember one day saying at work that when I got home, I was going to rip the wife's knickers off. I said, it just don't fit me very well. Anyway.
5-1.
Dave's gone 5-1. I've gone 3-0. You are going...
To tell you a story first, because I always do, I like to just wind you up a little bit.
There we go. This is Craig number 2.
No, to be fair, West Ham, I do feel if they lose this game, it's going to be the end of Waluigi, as you call him. But Newcastle haven't impressed me this season. False start after false start. You know, they win a game, you think, oh, here we go, this will get them running. Then they lose, draw. I still think Eddie Howe is a couple of bad results in a row. All right, I'm sorry. I'll finish up, Dave. It's 2 bad results away from being back in the danger zone.
He needs a fag. That's what it is.
Oh, no, sorry, Dave. Sorry. And I think he is 2 results from being back in the danger zone. And this could be classed as one of them. Because I'm going for a draw.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing a Dave. It could have gone 1 of 3 ways, and I'll pick the middle one.
2-2. Go 2-2. 2-2.
No, I've gone 1-1.
I'm writing that down as 2-2.
Anybody
else here say 2-2?
Well, I'll tell you what, if it's 1-1 or 2-2, I'll get 6 points then. I'll get double points for it if you write down 2-2, because it's 1-1.
Well, at least they'll be the first points you get at the weekend.
No, that's sensible result, sensible score prediction,
Okay.
that is.
Rabbit Man, you did join at the right time, sir. Doug has gone 4-0 to Newcastle. Craig has gone 2-0 to Newcastle. LCFC's gone 2-1. Unfortunately, Tom's agreed with me. He's gone 3-0. Just pleased, Gary Lineker is leaving match of the day. You, me, both, Rabbit Man. LCFC did a nice one, Brad. Don't know what that was about. John says Newcastle 2, West Ham 1. Tony says Newcastle overrated 1-1. Tony says toppers billions but can't spend 25 pence on Leicester without a points deduction. Yep, that is the trouble. Right, we are here. We've got to go way back in time and right to the start of the show when we mentioned Leicester City, and we will do that. Of course we'll do that, and we'll do it straight after this.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel now and make sure you never miss another upload. Leave a like now. Ring the bell and never miss another video.
The Premier League is back, and we've got it all covered here on Leicester Till I Die TV. Subscribe.
Brad, Dave, are you like me? Are you going to be watching this from behind the settee or sat on the toilet so you don't have to rush off? We're going to get stuffed, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd gone scarcely optimistic before I heard of the horrible news of Fatawu, which has just crushed my soul a little bit. He was my new show. No, he became my love child over the Loney, and I said never fall in love with a Loney after Lukeman, and that disaster and shit show of how that failed to materialise when everybody wanted him here. And now Fatu's done for the season. Probably one of, well, there's to know probably about it, one of our brightest sparks this season in attacking flair, if you will, if nothing else. I really want to change mine, Chris, because the only reason I'd give Leicester a goal was because I thought Fatu might get on the score sheet with one of his.
You've not said it yet. You've not said it yet,
mate. He's not played a lot, has he, really? That's the problem.
No, but the thing is, it gets worse. You know, if you thought it was bad that Fatu was out, we don't know what Vardy's condition is. Ayew is probably missing this game, unless he's managed to make a recovery over the international break. And then we've basically got no strikers because, you know, Edouard makes Adi Akinbaye look like a perfect goal scorer.
Yeah, but don't forget, there's some good news that Daka's probably going to be back.
Well, that is good news.
So, like I said, we've got no strikers.
Don't start that
available for the game.
I think we should get Marty back on an emergency loan.
At this rate, Chris, all is forgiven. Bring back Perez. At least then we'd have someone who wants to play up front, playing up front. I don't know.
Marty.
Stick him up front. Why not go for it? Because we've got no strikers. And having read that devastating news, I mean, it was going to be bad, but we were probably hoping it'd be 3-4 months like Ricardo sort of bad, not end the season bad. I've changed my prediction because I had originally written down Leicester 1, Chelsea 3, but I've taken the 1 out and I've gone Leicester 0, Chelsea 3. And I've looked at that psychologically in the hope that I get no points, but Leicester get 3. But I've probably predicted the first 20 minutes with that scoreline.
Yeah, I've done the same score, funnily enough. Yeah. But I mean, I'm normally quite optimistic about Leicester, but I just can't see. There's too many mistakes being made in every area. There's too many bad management decisions. There's too.
It's just the fight that went out of us. You know, at least in other games like the Arsenal game and you know, and games before that, we'd kind of been okay for about 50, 60 minutes, and then the wobbles cost us, like that draw against Palace. And I'd say up until about Fulham, and even that game, we took the lead and got into it for the first 20 minutes. You know, we hadn't really had a game where we sat here and going, that was bad, like really bad. And, you know, that was...
No, not the whole game.
Well, me and Chris did the Carabao Cup game, Dave. And when you sat there in a full-time game after the league game saying your B team put in more heart and effort and had more of a go at Man U's A team than the A team did, I will say that was my first time I've been concerned about us this season.
Well, I thought we'd win at Old Trafford. I really could see us winning.
You did. Yeah, Dave, you predicted a 2-2.
Did I? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Secretly thought we could win.
Which, you know, had Man U scored an own goal and we got one, you might have been right, but unfortunately,
but we
when indeed he's having your best chance in front of goal.
Yeah, he had a poor game, didn't he? I think that day, but he's still been one of our top players.
Who had a good game? And that was
exactly.
I mean, we struggled.
I just think, you know, what worries me, and it's the same with Brendan, wasn't it? The substitutions. We don't seem to be able to get that right.
Yeah, it's almost like he gets that, you know, the magic 8 balls, Dave, and he shakes it before the game. Shall I make intuitive substitutions, or shall I just make like for like? And it just depends what the ball tells him to do. Because sometimes he makes some great substitutions and he mixes things up, gets us back into the games like he did Southampton and Ipswich, admittedly against 10 men. But he he did it in the Bournemouth game, but then against Man United, when we're 2-0 down at half time, no substitutions, and then he makes two, in my opinion, pointless substitutions. And I felt sorry for the guys who came on, and I think one of them, who was our man of the match, funny enough, I think me and Chris went for, or a lot of us did anyway, was Samare, and the other one was McAteer, who came on at 3-0. I'd love Leicester for 5 seconds, let alone 5-10 minutes. But as a professional player in that squad, if your manager's telling you at 3-0 down with less than 10 minutes to go and warm up and try and do something like that game, I'm like, why?
Yeah, it's quite ironic, isn't it? Samari's probably playing better than he's ever done, and we're rubbish. And we could have done with him playing like this 2 years ago. I am happy
to see him playing and coming back in. Him and Christensen are showing that redemptions are allowed. Just call Allen back off his loan, and maybe
Still not sure about Christensen, though. I'm not sure. He's a bit erratic, isn't he?
Oh, sorry, Chris is here. Sorry, mate. You've been sat there patiently waiting for midday to finish having a conversation.
I know, you carry on. I'm happy to let you two. It's the main game, so I'm letting you two discuss it.
I normally wouldn't say this, but I do fear for us the way we're playing and the teams we're picking, and you just wonder what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
every game.
Because the thing is as well, up until the Manchester United game, and I kind of drew a line under the Forest game, because even then we had a little bit of a spell where we were level, and we was hoping to come out second half, and that goal just did us. But watching us do that against Manchester United before that game was played, I was looking at our fixtures going, go down swinging against Man U. Well, take that. Chelsea still showing a bit of fatigue, a bit of oops, but didn't expect that defeat, didn't expect that draw going on. I know they're a lot better than they were at the start. And now the fact that you'd be hard pressed to find anyone that's got any faith in us getting anything out of this game. The fact that I've seen a season-ending injury make me go from 3-1 to 3-0 tells you how optimistic I was before it happened.
Can I just say, and I will interject here, because, look, we're Leicester fans, and I can't believe that you have both gone for your predictions. That you are getting some points in the prediction league over and above standing by your team. I think that is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, so how many are Chelsea winning by, Chris?
3, actually. 3-1 to Chelsea.
I knew it would go a bit.
I think we're doing it on the basis that we don't care if we get the points if Leicester win.
And I actually, last week, I only got 2 points, and one of those was predicting Man United to beat us. So it is.
You're more thankful for it, have you?
Sorry?
I bet you better be more thankful to go against Leicester.
I know. But, I mean, I think we laughed at Chelsea at the start of the season, and we said, Enzo's going to cook it up. It's coming good for them. I think they are third in the Premier League at the moment. They're third behind Liverpool and Man City. They're above Arsenal. And, if we're talking form, Chelsea are only actually in 13th. But that includes that they did lose to Liverpool.
The only sad thing will be is if Fofana doesn't play, so they can't take all that crap.
Well,
no. Leicester fans only need to know that he's in the stadium.
He might not. Yeah.
Can I just say, the funny thing is, when Fofana left, I did say that I'd hope he'd break his leg. I wasn't far off, was I? Really.
It hasn't been the same since, has he?
No. I'm going to ask you a question about the team. Can I just say there, Dave, when did you pose for Tony?
What?
When did you pose for him? Look at that picture. That's you.
I don't think my ears are that big, are they?
Well, what can I say? But if anybody does wondering sort of what Dave does in his spare time, there you go.
Who is that guy?
He presents. It's Philip Serrell. He's one of the presenters of Bargain Hunt, 12:15 every weekday on BBC. He also does I'm going to say Treasure Island. Then he also does Antiques Road Trip.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of reality shows, unfortunately.
Why are you on them then?
See, that's just bollocks is back on again, isn't it?
Right, let's catch up with some of the scores that people have put
Unless,
in.
of course, it's What's It Bodies. What's that called? Channel 5. What's it called? Something where they're all naked anyway. It's a very weird show.
Naked Attraction.
Oh, we've told you this, Dave.
That's awful, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you went on it. What was it like?
Well, I won. I won.
Craig has gone. Moving on. Craig has gone. Stick it to Enzo. Foxes 2, Chelsea 1. I do hope you're right. LCFC has gone 2-4. LCFC Daka might even be starting. I know. I think that's why everybody's gone nil.
It's nice to see him back, to be fair.
Yeah. Doug has gone. At least he'll run at the defence more than Edward, Reed or AU do. Leicester 0, Chelsea 3, says Doug. Tom, are you ready for this, everybody? Tom has gone 5-1 to Chelsea. John has gone 3-0. Tony has gone, I prefer a 5-2 loss than a 3-0 loss. Have a go. Good point. Yeah, good point. LCFC agrees with Tom. I'm absolutely dreading it. Craig, thank you very much, mate.
But isn't that Leicester, though, Chris? Just as you think it can't get any worse, we go and win.
Yes.
I mean, that is the history of Leicester City Football Club over the last, 50, 60 years.
And just when you think it can't get any worse, one of your star players goes and is out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and then somebody comes in and is sensational.
Bloody internationals, that's what I say.
I hate them. What a waste of time. And who cares?
Look, Fafana's coming back, and I hope he gets booed every time he goes near the ball.
Trust me, the stewards will try and get them all out, because 2 years ago, it was incredible. He came off injured or substituted. He had to walk round from the far end, all past the cop, back to the changing rooms, and all the way round. He was, "Hey, where's Fafana? I want to know why you're such a." And the whole side of the ground was singing it. It was so loud and obvious, and he was looking sheepish as he walked around, but it was brilliant. I loved it. I didn't love getting beat there because we were very naive, but even so, Chilwell scored in front of us. But, the fact that happened was fantastic. And I hope that happens again.
Chilwell's not going to be back because
he's in the squad, is he?
Squad.
Is he in the squad? No.
Then you've got KDH, if he's picked. I think KDH will get a chair. Dave, let me start with you. What are you going to do if you were there, what are you going to do with Enzo? Look, Enzo came in, he took the job. All right, at one point we were hosting. We managed to get up and win the thing by a single point, but he did what we paid him to do, which was to get us promoted. He went to Chelsea, probably quicker. We all knew he'd move on eventually. That was probably quicker, but he cannot turn that job down when Chelsea come knocking. I'm sorry. As annoyed as I was, I understand it.
Well, every manager's done it to us. In history since my day. So
what sort of welcome would you give him?
I hope he gets polite applause. Not his name cheered or anything like that, but just polite applause, no booing. Because he got promoted.
He's going to get booed. He's going to get booed because there's some parts of the fan base that just begrudge it. They accept the reason why he left, but it's the way he left. And although we understand that it seemed like he was getting another Brendan treatment, told he'd have this, then told actually no. But again, we don't know how unwise, if you will, the board are, because obviously they weren't 100% sure we talked about this with potential transfers we missed out on, Chris, the situation we was going to be in. So maybe Enzo is a person that made a load of demands and Leicester went, we're not sure. Maybe we can't make them promises, so we can't get loans or transfers because we don't know if we're going to be able to spend it.
How would you agree, Tim, Brad?
I'd probably think on my head, I wish you'd did fall down a set of stairs. But also, I'd say at the end of the day, can't blame him for taking it. I'm a bit indifferent, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to boo him, but I'm certainly not going to clap him.
No.
You know,
I think
Polite
polite applause, I think, is the way to go. I wouldn't
clap him. I'm sorry. No, I couldn't give him an applause because, Chris, let's get to brass taxes. You know, you sit there and say, oh, well, he did get us promoted. I think every bloody man, dog and woman alive, it's like winning the Scottish Premiership with Celtic or Rangers. You should have done it with Leicester squad, and he shouldn't have made it so arse twitchy. We should have been sat at the end of that season, Chris. Let's fucking face facts as they are. Call a spade a spade. Leicester fans should be talking about how we hit 118, 120 points. We smashed Reading's record to pieces. We were promoted by February, March, and that's not arrogant. It's the way we were going, Chris. That's all for money. How it should have gone. You know, if you'd have froze on back then, I think they stopped taking bets on Leicester breaking the record. And I'm just saying, right now, Chris, he's a one-season man. You know,
the only person that didn't think we'd do that was Enzo, though. He warned us all along.
Next year, he'll be managing someone else because, you know, Chelsea will upset him and throw toys out of the pram, and Boldies will go wherever they go. Him and Caballero will go elsewhere.
Just to throw in one last prediction, apparently Luke has gone 9-0 to Chelsea.
Yes, I saw that in the group chat, and I wasn't surprised. I think that's the third 9-0 he's gone this season. Luke wonders why he's falling down the table and trying to catch up with me and Chris. You know, he's just preying on a 9-0. I think he's got 9-0-itis.
He's got wedding jitters.
Yes, he got something. Guys, thank you very much. I've made a note. This is going to be interesting.
It certainly is.
Dave, well done last week. We'll see if you're a one week wonder.
Cheers, mate.
But thank you very much, as always, for coming on.
You're welcome.
Have good luck on the radio show on the morning. Surrey Hills Community Radio.co.uk. Click on Listen Live. You'd almost think I knew that, wouldn't you? And 7 o'clock Saturday and Sunday morning, home and away.
Indeed.
Certainly no Kylie Minogue.
Certainly not. I should be so lucky, yeah.
Hey.
Right. Hey. Look after yourselves, boys.
How can people follow you, by the way, mate?
All the W's, surreyhillsradio.co.uk.
Yeah, going for that one. Not a problem, mate. All the best.
Yeah, take care.
Take care. Brad, oh, look at that. You took a Viagra. Where can people find you, sir?
Nowhere. I'm in space. I can't find right now. You find me on Twitter at
Space is between your ears, mate.
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Full-Time Focus. And obviously, you can find me here most of the time. Although you're going to be missing me for a little bit tomorrow, aren't you, Chris?
I am. No, Saturday I am.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So well done. You're going to be missing tomorrow because you were begging me to come on and help you with Luke to give you strength. I can't do that either. But you're going to miss me Saturday. Silly 12:30 kickoffs on my work schedule means I won't be around until full time.
No, well, no, we appreciate that anyway. Women's football. It's live on the YouTube channel. It
is, and it should probably stay there with Leicester this season. It's not going too well for the Foxes.
It isn't. Have we seen any watch-alongs?
Well, that's because A, they've kind of clashed with Leicester at the time with their kickoffs, and B, I've been elsewhere and doing else things with moving and all sorts, so I haven't really got round to it.
He's got himself a woman. That's what it is, guys.
Oh, all right, call a spade a spade. But yeah, I mean, it's not going too great for Leicester at the moment. We all know the turmoils that happened last season with the women, so if you don't, go and read up on it. It's not a very pleasant thing to be happening in football. They'll play and managers things and whatnot, but they haven't really recovered since, Chris. They've not been leaking too many goals this season. The problem is they've only scored 2 goals all season.
Yeah.
3 in all competitions, I believe. One was in a win, a squeaky 1-0 win against Everton, and since then they've had 2 draws, a 1-1 draw and a 0-0 draw, I believe. So yeah, Goals are getting hard to come by for the Foxes. And Everton last weekend were beating Liverpool. I don't know how that finished up. I hope Liverpool came back into that game and at least got a point, because if not, Leicester are only a couple of points off that dreaded drop place of 12. So improvement needed in the men's and the women's. Maybe we can loan them Edward, although I have just said they need goals, so maybe not.
No.
But yeah, hopefully at some point when they're not colliding with others or colliding with me, with my life, I will be able to get back round to doing the watch-alongs for the women's, because it is free and available on YouTube, the WSL Barclays.
We lost to Man United at the weekend.
Yes, 2 late goals, 2-0. I think we lost 1-0 to Arsenal, though they are a much changed side and going through their own turmoils.
Leicester are currently sat a point behind Everton, who won the last game. We're sat in 10th on 5 points. We sat West Ham are in 11th on 5 points, and Crystal Palace are in 12th on 5 points. So we're no better.
Yeah.
New manager, no better.
No,
Never heard that before.
Also, Chris, their only win this season, Crystal Palace, was against the Foxes.
Yes, yeah. I think we could see a double relegation.
We'll have a party.
Thank you bring back a Marty. That's what I say. Thank you very much, mate. I will see you at full time on Saturday. Remember, it's an early kickoff, so I'm not sure what time, but whatever time it is, we'll be there a few minutes after the final whistle. All the best, mate. Give my best to Jess, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, take care, everybody. Take care, mate.
Cheers. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye-bye. Right, let us do that. There we go. I'm big. We will be back tomorrow at 7:00 for the preview, when we will be talking to Chelsea Perspective. Not looking forward to it, but what do they think about their new boss? I think they're probably quite happy at the moment. And then at 10:00, Luke, he's going to want Top out. He wants Top to sell the club and get rid of Top. Careful what you wish for. We'll see what Tom has to say tomorrow. Thanks for Tom. Sorry, what Luke has to say tomorrow at 10:00. 7:00, we've got the preview against Chelsea. 10:00, Luke having his rant about Top. And then obviously 12:00 on Saturday, join us for the live watch along. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Dave. Thanks to Brad. And thanks to everybody that's been in the chat. Really, really, really do appreciate it. Take care, guys, and don't do anything I won't enjoy, and I'll see you all on the other side. Cheers now. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You'd better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.